Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are. Welcome back to another episode on the Annoyed Dad channel. So it's the end of June, so we may as well take a look at what we've done, what we've got, and how things are going. You know, look at these here. So basically what these are blackcurrant plants. When we put these plants in, because they came out of the orchard, which is just behind there, many of them were big, massive, overgrown. So I cut them all down. And the sticks that I cut them all down with, I just placed them into pots of compost, like these ones here. And then they grew, and then once they started to get berries on them, I was able to work out if they were red currant or if they were blackcurrant. So I'm able to split them down. So we've got blackcurrant ones down here. Got some strawberries just behind. And red currants. I've still got those ones there to go as well. So we're doing quite well with them. Doing very well indeed. We've got lots of strawberries. Birds are getting in at my strawberries at the minute, so I might have to move these somewhere else, but there's certainly plenty in there. Lots of things happening, lots of stuff growing. I think I've lost a strawberry plant. I think it's been dragged off somewhere, because there used to be one on the end there, and I think something must have come in, stolen it, and gone off somewhere with it. But anyway, we will track them down. Let's go down this way to start off with, and you can see how much fruit is starting to come through. It's going to be a bumper year for fruit, I think. Not just out here, but you see, look at that. It looks like flowers from here, but it's not. It's redness, red berries. See, look at that one again. Just everywhere. They're not quite ripe yet. They're getting there. But of course, some of the plants, I did trim them down a little bit too much. So they haven't exactly sprung up this year, but they will for next year. And I think it's fantastic. So look at that. And then coming down here, we've got one at the end which ripened up a little bit earlier than the others. And you can see that Mr. Bird has been in there and decided to help themselves to some. And do you remember the little lavender plants we put in, the tiny, tiny little plants? Look at them now. Next year, that's going to be fantastic. They're going to be huge, great things. We're getting a couple of little flowers. I don't want too many flowers this year. This is English lavender for the Americans, or lavender vera for the English, whichever way you want to look at it. So there's 10 plants in here. I've got more at home that we grew from seed, but that was difficult growing them from seed. So we're going to take a load of cuttings off of these. We're aiming to have maybe like 1,000, maybe 2,000 if we're lucky. And we're going to put some rows in down here, so as it will look really nice to go with other plans, and that will help with what's going on in there. I know I keep going on about that, but let me just give you a brief overview. I wasn't going to, but I'll just give you a very, very brief overview. So I paid for somebody to come and have a look at the land to see if I could do something on it, basically. And they're specialists in this area. And they said, oh, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll get it done for you, no problem at all. I said, how long is it going to take? They said, 4 to 6 weeks. I was like, fine, go ahead, get it done. So the 6 weeks came and the 6 weeks went, and I'd heard nothing from them. So I got hold of them and I spoke to them and I said, hey, what's going on? And they came back and they said, oh, you were told 4 to 6 weeks. Oh, you shouldn't have been told 4 to 6 weeks. You should have been told 10, 12 weeks at least. And you start off at stage 1, and then you go to stage 2, and then you go to stage 3. And that should all be done within 12 weeks, and you'll be informed when you go to stage 2 and when you go to stage 3. So I was like, okay. We are now currently between week 10 and week 11, and I've heard nothing, not a sausage from them, not an absolute thing. As soon as it gets to week 12, I'm just going to unload on them and just let all of my inner frustration build up and erupt out, and have an absolute go at them and see what they say. Let's come over here. I think we're going to scare the geese. There they go. So, this is where things are getting a bit tricky. Long-time viewers will know that the way I'm looking now, I'm looking due south. So that goes out to the sea. Power lines here, these are the big main power lines. They go down to a place called Ninfield. But if you look through the gap, you can't see it on the GoPro, but I can just about make it out. Through the line of the cables, just make out the ridge line over the back there. And that is the ridge line at Beachy Head, which is Eastbourne. So now you've got a bit of the geography of it, okay? Between us and the sea is a little town that's called Bexhill-on-Sea. Now, if you have any relatives who are aged over 90, chances are they live in Bexhill-on-Sea, because that's where millions of people who are aged over 90 live. Unfortunately, just outside of Bexhill-on-Sea, they have very recently had an outbreak of bird flu. Bird flu at a poultry farm. I'm not sure how big the poultry farm was or anything else like that, but they've had it. So the government have enforced a 3-kilometre and a 10-kilometre zones. So if you're within the 3-kilometre zones, all your birds have to be housed, you're monitored, there's all this sort of stuff going on. If you're within the 10-kilometre zone, it's observation. We're within the 10-kilometre zone, so we are observing everything, what's going on around here. We are looking at the birds. There are one or two I'm a little bit iffy on at the minute, and I'm thinking, I hope we haven't got anything, but it is very scary that it's just that. However, long-time viewers, oh, excuse me a second, long-time viewers will know that I've owned this place, in a couple of weeks it's going to be 2 years. And our previous place was over that way, over to the east. So it was over the east of Hastings, and it was at a place called Fairlight. And if you look it up on the Google map, you'll be able to see it all there. And you would have also known, if you've listened to me rabbit on for a long, long time, that just next door to us there was an RSPCA place. And it was RSPCA rescue, and they rescued foxes, and then they released them. And then the foxes came and ate my chickens, and I got very annoyed about it. But the RSPCA also rescued birds and seals and other stuff like that. So they rescued some birds, some gulls, which had bird flu. So now they're on lockdown because they got bird flu right next door to where we used to be. Thankfully, we're not there anymore. We are here. So yeah, it's in the area, it's close. It's about 3.5 miles as the crow flies, as long as the crow can fly and it hasn't got bird flu, between us here and our old place. And I would say it's about, we're just outside of the 3-kilometre zone for the Bexhill one. So yeah, it's not very far at all. And I was watching the evening news tonight, and they were at a place called Hailsham, which is that way, about 8 or 9 miles as the crow flies, and they've got it over there as well. So yeah, our birds are under constant observation, shall we say. They are constantly being observed at the minute because it is very scary. I was going to do an open day down here sort of like thing this year, you know, just like invite everybody down, but with bird flu being about that close, you just cannot do it. Right, let's go and have a look in the yard and see what we're up to there. Righty, so I had a letter, and then I had a phone call from the APHA, the Animal Plant Health Authority, I think it is. Anyway, they're the ones who are in charge of all of the bird flu issues and all that sort of like stuff. And they said that from now on, you need to have a foot dip as you walk in for biosecurity. That's got Jace fluid in it, that's why it looks so nice and blue. I need to make a note of everybody who comes in and everybody who goes out. And we need to keep records. So where we had some stuff going on with Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, they had a dentist out to them, and they had the farrier out to them as well. We've had to make a note of when they've been out, how long they were here for, where they went, and what they've done, and those sort of like things. But you'll be pleased to hear that Tweedledum and Tweedledummer are out in the field at the minute, and one of them's having to wear a mask on his face because otherwise he gets laryngitis, and it's no good for anybody. Anyway, the tractor. You would have seen the video where I spoke about the tractor and I asked for your opinions, what I should do with the old girl. The opinions were overwhelming. They were all, get it going. Go on, get it going, get it going. So I'm halfway through a video on getting it going. I have reached a major stumbling block. Major. That's not working. For whatever reason, I don't know why. The guy who was tinkering with it before, he had it going so as the engine was turning over, but I don't know why. I've tried the direct wiring, I've tried lots of different things, but it's not working, so I need to whip that off. But anyway, I'm halfway through that video, and I'll get that video done and get it up and get it out, and you can have a look and see. But fingers crossed, we'll get this one going, and I don't care, we'll get it going, we'll clean it up a little bit. I might put it up for sale as a restoration project, or I might not. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll go from there. Escaped chicken. She seems to get out every single day. There's a couple like that. They just seem to get out and be absolute pains. So what have we got in here? Here we got the Polish. And can we see anything new in there? No, they're all hiding. So yeah, I'm talking. So as you might know, this year we haven't really hatched out anything. We've got the guys in here that we did hatch out. You see them all in there, the little ones in the cage. But I haven't done any hatching out, and the main reason why I haven't done any hatching out is because I wanted to see how things were going with the bird flu after we were locked down for all of the winter and for nearly 6 months. So I don't want to bring more birds into that. But these guys, they've got broody, they've laid their eggs, they're staying on their eggs, and they've hatched out some more. They've already hatched out one lot, and we still have a couple of them left, but they've hatched out some more. But due to us being within this 10k observation zone, as I read the rules, I'm not allowed to move birds off or move birds on unless I have a vet's license. So I'm sort of stuck in limbo at the minute and having to look after everything and having to feed everything as well. And the cost of feed, as you might know, has just skyrocketed in the last few months. It was less than 6 months ago I could buy 3 bags of their feed and it would cost me less than £30. 3 bags, less than 30. Now I go and buy 3 bags, exactly the same. It costs me more than 40. So that is a massive increase. And obviously you just can't keep doing those numbers. There's going to come a point where lots and lots of people are just going to say, we just can't keep doing it like that. But I was aiming to be able to sell those little ones because they're naked neck and Polish crosses. They're actually the wife's, and she was advertising them in a few places, but we can't do anything at the minute, which is highly unfortunate. We're stuck. We can't go off to auctions, not that there's auctions running because they've all been cancelled. We can't flog them online because we're within the observation zone, and a few people have been caught trying to do that and they've been told stop it. So yeah, we're just sort of like stuck in limbo at the minute. But other than that, I think that's pretty much, they've gone to bed. What's Big Boy doing? Oh, there he is, he's around by the apple tree. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. That's pretty much what's happened in June down here on the farm, the 4-acre farm. And until next time's video, look after yourselves and goodbye.